Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, once and all, to the My Mom Has Tourette's podcast. And one of our mothers once went in for a surgery where the surgeons accidentally nicked her voice box and changed her voice forever.
Forever.
Absolutely bonkers.
Forever.
What?
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen, but mostly gentlemen?
What is up? My homies from other mommies, because you guys have extra chromies.
I am your homie with the chromies.
Homie with the chromies.
What's that song go? I wish I was an Oscar Mayer wiener.
I don't know.
Oscar Mayer has a way with BOLOGNA. Yeah.
Chicken Hut.
What's going on? It's been like a month or something since we recorded, gentlemen.
Some craziness.
I know. The first problem was Nathan.
Yeah, I'm the worst.
Canceling on Mother's Day.
Yes, sir.
Mama's Day.
The second problem
Which in
was
hindsight
Andrew
we probably
canceling
shouldn't
for
have had
sleep.
we probably shouldn't have had a podcast about our mothers on Mother's Day, and we should have thought of that.
It's kind of
Well,
depressing
that's
that we
the best
didn't.
way to
It made sense.
praise the mothers is talking about them.
Yeah, I can't even see.
And then I canceled the third time because I had people at my house looking at chickens.
As you do.
It's almost as
Nathan,
lame
are
as
you
my
part of the
excuse.
club? Because Andrew and I both have extendos.
Oh, mine
up.
gets pretty big.
Oh shoot! Hold up. All right, I gotta stop the gag.
I don't know if it counts because you didn't come prepared.
I wasn't told to become prepared. But I have. I think what you're looking for.
I feel like he's gonna grab like a fruit.
What if
I
he
don't
grabs
know
like a
why.
broom? Or a rake. Look, guys,
Yeah.
I have a rake.
That's kind of what these are, tiny rakes for your body. Grandma gave me this, and I was super excited.
My mom bought everybody one. Oh, it's a fork. Shouldn't. Oh.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
An extendo, baby. Look at that.
Well, I don't know if it counts because the purpose isn't really for scratching. It's for extra long
That's
eating.
exactly what it is, dude.
Like when you don't want to bend
Yeah,
over.
dude. Yeah, dude. That's
Yeah,
what it is,
dude.
dude. You ever get itchy but want to like possibly be able to cut yourself at the same time?
Or in your case, with a fork, you could possibly do it.
Give me
Grabbing some of that sketty.
Absolutely not.
That's right. Uh-oh. She said, no, sir, not today.
All right.
So, yeah, how's your month been there,
So I can
Nathan?
steal food from someone across the table
Yeah, Nathan, hello.
a while ago.
Yeah.
That's my wife, ladies and gentlemen. Her name is Tanisha.
Wife.
Hello, Tanisha.
She said it's not.
She's
Oh,
a
and
liar
that's
and a
Kevin,
fraud.
right back there. Little-
Do we want to
thank you.
advertise all the beautiful items Tanisha was selling today?
Sure. If you go to Facebook
Oh my
or
gosh.
Instagram, or are you on Twitter? It's not X, but she's not.
Boo.
It's called Bay Crochets, and she makes crocheted items, so you should
Bay.
follow her. Okay, Bay.crochets on Instagram.
Oh, yeah, okay. But what does she crochet?
I follow her.
Stuffed
Crochets
animals. I
animals.
think it's called amigurumi.
Everything.
What?
What'd you say? Bless you?
That's so cool.
Amigurumi. That's what it is. And she makes good stuff. Amen. How were your months?
Not
they
a
were-
product, but she makes
okay.
stuff like this.
It's a little, yeah,
Little
but
nice
she didn't
guys.
make that,
It's
but like stuff like that. Yeah, like little
Correct.
guys.
Chubby potato.
All right, I'm gonna go
Yeah,
first.
Indeed.
If you ain't first, you're last. Ricky Bobby, shake and bake.
My wife and I recently closed on a house.
I didn't know you got married.
Yeah.
Wait,
Congratulations.
closes
Closes.
happens in a month. Closes is not the word, but we put an offer on the house and it was accepted. So we're going through the process of.
Let's go.
Yeah, it's exciting. It's our first one, so
Closing on a house. Yeah. Beautiful.
That's better. I'm a fan of that one.
All right, tell us about this house.
What I just have to go through is the inspection and whatnot. So if something comes up or whatever, then really, I mean, if there's some major issue, then I could be coming back next week or in a few weeks and saying, yeah, it didn't work out. But hoping it's all good. We're just excited for it.
Tell us about it.
How many bedrooms and bathrooms? Hit me with the specifics.
3
How
bed.
far away from the work?
Ooh, beautiful.
3 bed, 2 bath, like 20 minutes from Bailey's work, and
sick.
I guess I'm using her name on the podcast now. Is that all right? Okay, it's
Tanisha.
easier than saying my wife. And what am I saying?
It's 20 minutes from your wife's work.
It's like 10 minutes from mine until.
Let's go.
How far from where you guys are living now is it?
What? Oh, like 20 minutes ish. I mean, we live very close to her work right now, so.
You don't gotta tell me.
25.
Still pretty great.
Yeah. Yeah, she's like 5 minutes away from her work right now. But so that's cool. That's been a little bit of a process. What's fun is our realtors are the pastor and the pastor's wife from our church. So
nice.
So you're cheating.
No.
Oh, I think we have more about that later.
Oh, really? That's pretty cool.
Not about your pastor, but yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'd be impressed.
That'd be
honestly.
interesting.
Be like, this guy does his research before the podcast. He doesn't even know what I'm going to talk about. He comes on and he just knows what I'm talking about. So that's actually a thing that's happened in my life.
Well, congratulations. We're happy for you.
Yeah.
We are very happy for you.
Thank you. We're excited. We'll see what happens. But that'll be, if all goes well, we'll be moving in about a month, a little over a month-ish.
Let's go.
We're also
be sure to call us so we can help you move. You know, we're pretty close and all. Yeah, exactly. You know, super duper close. Pennsylvania and Tennessee are like basically brothers. But Andrew, I'm sure you're not. Josh, are you going to Joel's cabin when he goes early July? I'm glad you remember my answer to that.
Yeah, you hated it, and I don't know why. It's so much fun.
Andrew, don't get comfortable, first of all. Second of all, I don't know. My wife is trying to take time off to go to it. So
but if she can't, then you'll be just not going.
Well, I bought her a ticket yesterday to go see Red Hot Chili Peppers on the 2nd of July. So then she'd be like driving home, and then we turn around. The problem is I don't know what, for some reason, every year, my company knows that 4th of July is a holiday. But the problem is...
Really? They know that? Holy crap.
But they don't know what days they want to take off for it. So I probably won't know what days we have off for the 4th until the week prior. So I can't really make any kind of plans on what I want to do until then. So the wife wants to. Work-wise, I don't know.
Cool. Well, guess we'll see. I look...
yeah, that's pretty sweet.
Looking forward to seeing you if I do. If not, we'll be at least hanging out with Joel and Tiffany. So I'm
still wondering why he told me not to get comfortable, because I'm confused now.
I'm really confused
by comfortable.
That statement. That's
no.
Andrew's background is his cheese character. That
yeah,
he's making.
Remember,
yeah, look at this guy.
He's making a comic book, and
Andrew's been kidnapped once before.
What did you say his name was? It was
this is my chaotic cheese warrior.
Oh, that's his title. Like that is
his title.
The who like the group he's with. But like I think you said his name was
Argyle
Mascarpone, but that's not a cheese. But I didn't understand
Mascarpone
it.
Is
I'm
a cheese.
sure it's gonna. Okay, so it's Mascarpone.
Yeah, I like it. Argyle Mascarpone the 5th.
Yeah, and he's gonna chaotically wreak havoc with his cheese powers. Andrew, how was your month?
Indeed. My month wasn't too shabby.
Tell us about it.
Some updates.
What does shabby look like? Is it like furry, fuzzy?
Shabby, I would think is like slightly run down, if I had to describe shabby. Like someone still is livable in there, but like the appearance could use some work. That's what I would say shabby is. But yeah, things aren't going too bad. Let's see. I start a new job on the 10th, which is from today, 8 days, so that'll be cool.
Exciting.
Let's see, what else? I did see the movie If today, just before I got here, which was a rather good movie.
Was it good?
Yeah, so the only real qualm I have, and it's probably media in general at this point, since I don't watch too much secular media as it is, outside of like One Piece, but they took the Lord's name in vain at least 13 times in that PG rated movie, and I was a little taken aback by it.
What?
I was very surprised, yeah. Especially for it being rated PG, I was thinking, I understand not everyone shares my beliefs, but it's still rated PG. I'm thinking if they do it, it'll happen once or twice,
That's
but no.
Yeah, like if it's
Over a
rated
dozen times.
PG-13, you're allowed to expect the F word once.
Which is true.
So pretty much PG-13 is when things start going out the window. Like anything goes up to a point, and then R can be anything. But like PG, you don't expect something like that.
Indeed. But
like, you wouldn't think twice to take your kid to a PG movie, that sort of thing. So it's like,
yeah,
I get it.
Yeah, things are all in all going pretty good after the movie. I ended up the job that I'm going to is one that I had previously. A company I worked for previously in a higher position. Shout out to my friend, whose name I won't mention on air in case this ever gets watched, because they're a good company and they do that stuff. So I will say that thank you very much. You're pretty dope. You know who you are, and it's pretty cool negotiating your own salary and getting what you want. So that was pretty awesome. Got a nice little raise and way better hours instead of this, getting off between 9 and 10 garbage. That was pretty hokey pokey, and I needed to turn myself around on it.
That didn't sound very good.
But outside of that, yeah, things are going pretty swell, fine, dandy.
We haven't been around in a month.
A month.
And this is the little bit you guys have to talk about.
Yeah, that's pretty much how it goes.
Mm-hmm.
Gosh, we're going to need highlights, because otherwise it's just going to be the whole episode.
Indeed.
All right, highlight. Within the month. Okay, so everything I'm going to say isn't necessary today, but it has to do with some point in the month. I made a brisket. Tonight I smoked some ribs. Today we finished a chicken coop. This month we bought raw milk, raw cheese, and raw sour cream. The raw sour cream is fantastic, super creamy. But you can't legally sell it to humans, so it says labeled on it for animal consumption only.
Interesting.
A couple weeks ago, we bathed a dog. She had enough extra fur to make a completely other 50-pound dog.
Bathed a dog, okay.
Yep, thought you said baked.
Yep.
Sometimes I want to.
You were going Auschwitz here. Oh, crap. You got to edit that out. I'm sorry. That was rude and insensitive. I didn't even think of that.
I wouldn't suggest keeping that one in, no. I get it.
Oh.
It's funny, but no.
Oh, yeah. That's in the edit jar for sure. No.
All the way.
Anyway, so you bathed a dog. That's good.
I bathed a dog. I picked up 120 super sweet onion bulbs to plant. I haven't done that yet.
Holy moly.
I bought a half-pound bag of butter and sugar corn to plant. I did that. I planted 30 stalks of it. And then I planted 7 tomato plants. I have potatoes that are almost finished growing. An onion doesn't look too good. Lima beans don't look too good. Zucchini and lettuce we planted straight into the dirt because I didn't have mixed dirt to plant. That's not really looking hot. Potatoes look beautiful. We've got strawberry mint growing. That's going like a wildfire. We've got basil going. That's looking like a wildfire. And dill. That's looking pretty good. I got tired of paying $4 for 1x1 12-inch by 12-inch piece of apple leather. So I made my own with Honeycrisp apples, blackberries, and strawberries.
All right.
Okay, now apple leather makes sense. I was a little confused.
It was delicious.
I thought you were leathering an apple like you would use leather when you make.
No, you cook
products.
it, pulverize it, and then you bake it as low as you can for 6 hours.
Nice.
Yeah,
and then the Wingto mounted snitch recorder recorded a video of with me distracted driving. Because I was looking at my hand too long.
Oh, you need a new job.
How dare you?
I'm gonna be so happy when you get a new job and don't have to deal with that anymore.
Tis the season, man. Get new jobs.
Well, I also got a video recorded of me driving straight in the lane. So I wasn't real sure what I did wrong, but
good job driving normal, I guess.
Now, have any
They
of
were just,
these over-the-top, ridiculous, unnecessary, random recordings of you being sent to these people ever actually resulted in disciplinary action?
one, because I was watching someone behind me, they cut over, they cut through like 3 lanes of traffic, and I was watching them to see if they were going to try to race past me to get on the highway in front of me. And the people in front of me slowed down, and I was watching them. And like I wasn't close to hitting it, but the truck got nervous and thought I was too close to hitting him. So then it like applied the brakes by itself, and because it did that, it recorded a video.
I don't like the fact that it automatically applies your own brakes too.
Oh yeah, it'll scare the crap out of you. I'll be driving straight, and I'll be going under an overpass, and the dash will go beep 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 beep, and it'll turn completely red, and it thinks I'm about to crash into something, which is the overpass 14 feet in the air. And sometimes if I don't catch it quick enough, it'll like hit the brakes kind of quick. So you'll be driving, you'll be like, whoa.
Oh, geez.
And they're like, oh, the trucks don't push the brakes on too hard, but when you end up in front of the windshield, it's a little bit more.
I'm very much in the camp of I'm okay with the additions they're adding to newer vehicles where they add more safety.
If the technology was there,
it's not fully there yet. I mean specifically like if you were to, obviously it makes mistakes like you said, but like if you were to like be about to accidentally hit somebody because you're a human and mistakes happen, and it were to save you in that situation from causing a crash, I think that's amazing. But
it has, but it's like hit or miss sometimes. And just
it's not fully there yet.
It shouldn't be just released because people think it's a good idea.
Yeah, I get that. I mean, it just needs so much testing over time and like iterations being added onto it. And I mean,
no doubt.
I don't know when it's going to happen. I don't know how it's going to happen, but I think like one day, like they're going to, I don't know, because that's a very deep conversation to have, because I think the world would be so much better if the technology was there and every car on the road was self-driving. Because the entire intention is that they all communicate with each other, and ideally wrecks would be basically 1/1000th of like what happens currently, because wrecks are so common, and like that's one of the most common causes of death and everything is just like people getting in car wrecks.
But yeah, there is an absolute long list of why accidents happen.
Yeah,
because from driving a truck, first of all, people on the road hate truck drivers. It's a big vehicle they have to pass, and all this. So then they drive a little sporadic around the trucks. They get mad at the truck drivers for even being there to begin with.
That's dumb, but I get I don't like driving next to a like a tractor trailer. I mean, I try to get past them.
No, I get it, but like, let's say there's huge, one lane or 2 lanes.
Yeah.
And like I'm trying to pass another truck. So it's.
I just don't get the point of like getting mad at them. Like they exist for a reason.
Well, it happens all the time.
Yeah.
I'll go to pass somebody. I'm governed at 65, so I can't go faster than that. I'll pass somebody. And then when I get over, if the people didn't like how quick I passed that truck, when they pass me, they'll flick me off, they'll brake check me, they'll like swerve into me to like, psych. So it's just stuff like that
That's sad.
Just shows like that's why Nathan's opinion is a pretty good one. Was that just the road rage of people not going fast enough alone causing accidents?
People are just dumb. I don't know.
The cars will get there when they get there.
I mean, driving a car is actually like you are operating heavy machinery. Like so many people take it for granted because it's just something you get in and do every day, and you can so easily end someone's life with just one mistake if you're, I don't know. I mean, there's just so much to it, but
Yeah, we don't think about it that way either. For example, like whenever you hear the crazy long list of side effects on like prescription drugs, and it's like, oh, don't operate heavy machinery. 9 times out of 10, people are thinking, oh, I don't work in a heavy machine shop and doing that. No, they are talking about driving your car.
Yes.
100% of the time.
They just have to use a catch-all because it means anything. But yeah, I feel like they need to start making that more clear for the people who just don't get it. But
well, yeah, most people they're like, oh, I gotta go get in the car just to go to the grocery store to get some milk. Like that's as far as the thought of driving a vehicle goes.
Yeah,
they don't think like, okay, the light at the bottom of my road, people run it all the time. Gotta be careful. What if I'm backing out of the spot at Walmart, and my camera doesn't work? I could hit somebody or someone could hit me backing out. Like, so driving a vehicle, there's so many pieces to it.
Yeah, and now, like, I know the technology is not where it needs to be even, like, close to, like, trying to get all the cars on the road. And the biggest problem with self-driving cars trying to replace or make sure everyone is driving one is, one, people get older cars because they're affordable and they're not going to be self-driving cars. So I don't know. I don't know enough about how they could legislate something like this, because I feel like if they want,
but that's also another crazy thing too, though, is the technology for self-driving cars for Tesla is there, but it's not. Like, you don't see too many accidents where the self-driving messed up. But just recently, there's a video going viral where there was a train crossing, and the car never registered the train, and the guy had to take it off of self-driving and swerve to miss it, and like went underneath the pole for the train and everything.
Good, he was paying attention.
Yeah. But that's another thing. Like, how much do you have to pay attention in a self-driving car too?
Which I feel you always should, and that's the only argument I would have against fully automated driving vehicles is, I think it may cause accidents because, let's face it, obviously no program is perfect and any machine can break down at any time, just like any human can make a mistake at any point as well. But I think that as long as there is the ability to always have that manual override in case of those emergencies, and then of course, if something were to happen, I think it'd be much easier even in the legal system to say, okay, well, you manually took control of this vehicle in this instance. Let's review the recording and see why you did that. Were you liable? Were you being an idiot? Was it
Nathan,
valid?
I think you know this TV show I'm talking about. You might, Andrew, but I just, my memory, I feel like I talked to Nathan about it. The TV show where the guy died and they like transported his brain and his conscience to like a virtual world, and he was like still dating that girl on the outside. Do you know what TV show I'm talking about?
He was like, I might have seen a clip or something of it once.
Yeah, because the clip I'm about to talk about is he's driving in like a bubble car. And he's just laying back, and the car's doing all the driving. You see all the cars on the road just driving themselves. And then all of a sudden, he's like, car, clean mirrors or something. And he takes out like a PlayStation controller, plugs it in. Next thing you know, he starts speeding in and out of traffic. And then he ends up getting pulled over, and it's like a drone with a police officer on it.
I don't know what you're talking about.
And the drone's like, did you take over? And he's like, oh no, the car just went crazy and wasn't listening, and I'll get it serviced as soon as possible. So it's like, what Andrew was saying too, like, you take it off, you do it manual, and then like if you go to court, be like, okay, let's see why you took it off a manual.
Yeah, there's so much to consider, and the problem is, like, they can't just make it illegal to drive cars that are non-auto cars, not like I mean, I like to call them autos because it's perfect, but non-autos, which like is going to be the cheaper option for most people until it's become so widespread that like they're able to. I don't know. I just don't know exactly how they're going to make that all work, because they can't just make it illegal for people to not drive those cars, but then if they're not driving the self-driving cars, the autos, they are becoming the bigger liability on the road compared to these, because the intention is, the point of this is when the technology gets there. Now, no technology is perfect. There are still going to be mistakes in the system. There's still going to be issues or glitches that happen, and when those things happen, they're going to have to take that into account and go and try to figure out what happened, see if it's fixable. But nothing is perfect, but they can still set it up to be so much more perfect than humans and save so many lives, even if it causes possibly other deaths that wouldn't have happened otherwise. And I know that sounds terrible, but it pretty much is the
No, it doesn't sound terrible, because if you look at the numbers of traffic incident deaths every year, the numbers would probably drastically come down.
It actually, I mean, autos really are the trolley problem, because currently the train is going toward all these people on the tracks, and those people on the tracks are the people who are going to die from humans operating cars. And humanity can make a decision to divert the tracks towards self-driving cars. Now, this person's going to die who wasn't going to die before, but it's so far fewer people that are going to die. So it's kind of like, the problem is, I don't know how they're going to be able to introduce it. It's probably going to happen very slowly over time, like it already has kind of with Teslas.
Well, and
and we're kind of in the very beginning stages of it, but
that's kind of where my question goes to, is like,
there's going to be people who refuse to either.
Well, not only that, but like, you know, the guy who drives to the grocery store in a pickup truck he bought for $800.
Yeah,
that's 30 years old. He's got farm tags on it. How is he supposed to afford a self-driving car? What happens if he can't afford it? Would the government just give them out for free? Would there be plans?
I think there's always going to have to be a mix, because the government is never going to make this stuff affordable enough for those people. The entire, not the government, but the people.
What about motorcycles too?
The entire point is to make, for any business, to make as much money as possible. No business is out for the common good. So when these manufacturers, these automatic car manufacturers, can I just call them autos? Will you understand what I mean? I know, I just keep flip-flopping because
everybody, auto means.
I think we've covered that. So
shout out to Otto Hoeing, pretty great guy.
I love you, Otto.
Oh, that kind
of I love you too.
Is that the guy we're gonna make to watch? Otto.
Yes.
You've been called out.
Force him to watch. Yeah. We're meandering on this subject now. I mean, there's just so much to get into, but I don't fully know how they're going to make it work, but I just don't really think that they're going to make it affordable. So even like when we're deep into it and the technology is like awesome, there's either make other cars illegal and then provide a way for people to get the automatic systems either upgraded into their cars, or have to, I don't know how it's going to work, but I know that it would be good. That's all. That's how I feel about it.
Gotcha.
Josh, anything else happened in your month?
Yes.
No, that's it. I just got a huge paragraph for Fallout 4 game notes.
Good. I've been waiting to do this, boys. It's been a month.
Well, you're allowed to do it. However, we have no. All right, listen. Do it. You can do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We're going into gaming news, and then we have a special, let's say, theme song for our Fallout playthrough. So. All right, so we're gonna start off with our gaming news here, like always. Sony accidentally leaks the whole of Destiny 2's latest expansion, as its game streaming service lets players access the final shape days before launch. So all of the weapons, armor, exotics, and campaign mission details were prematurely revealed. I always burp during this. I don't know why, but
yeah.
So Destiny 2, if you're not aware of it, it's a game. Cool. Got that over with. Now, basically, I don't know how they did it. Looks like it was preloaded onto the servers or something like that, and it just got leaked through that. I don't know. But it's basically just a new big expansion for the Destiny 2 game. They're a live service game. They're constantly adding new content, all that kind of stuff. It's a great game, really fun to play. Haven't played it since it came out, just because I don't want to keep paying for more DLC. I don't
Nathan's
I just don't care for that.
Expressed his opinion on that.
I have. I think it's an awesome game, though. I think it's super fun to play, but it's just not really my thing anymore. Regardless, that's always a big boo-boo when that happens, because then if you're out here trying to not get spoiled, now you can easily get spoiled before it even comes out. You can't, you have to, avoid the internet so that people are, yeah.
Slightly unrelated, but semi-related. I love how Lego is the biggest spoiler in movie history. Have you noticed that? It's amazing. So anytime a new movie comes out that's easily merchandisable, say a Marvel movie, or maybe a some sort of kids movie where they are going to make tons of money off of toy sales.
Yeah.
There's a running track record of the Avengers movies alone where Lego has revealed plot devices by releasing toys too early. The one that comes to mind, I'm 100% serious. Yeah. The one that comes to mind is it was the Captain America Civil War movie. They were like, "Oh, we've got something big planned," and they were hinting at the word big, and then Lego reveals
Ant-Man,
2 days later was Ant-Man turns into Giant Man, and that was the first time anyone expected to see it and whatever. It was hilarious.
That's messed up.
And they have a history of this. It's great.
Legos. I've lost some respect for them.
Why?
For that reason, bro.
I don't want to go over it again. All right, so some tweets Destiny 2 team put out about it. So, earlier today, a portion of Destiny 2, The Final Shape, was accidentally pushed live on PS5's streaming service. There are currently spoilers being shared online. A small group of players were able to play some of the campaign, access collections, and other reward info coming into The Final Shape and Echoes. We recommend being very careful on social media over the next few days to avoid spoilers. Remember to exercise caution and be critical of potential misinformation. Please be considerate of others and report leaks so players can experience the conclusion of the Light and Darkness saga themselves. Thanks to all our community members who have already helped us by reporting leaks and those actively working to prevent more of the experience from being shared on before its intended date. It's always extremely difficult when our team's hard work is leaked early, but we are still excited for everyone to experience the full release on June 4th together. Now, Bungie IT lead, Alan Thomas, had a somewhat more pointed reaction to the leak. Effing how? So apart from that, that's a thing that happened. I don't know, that's what the dude wrote, but it's a little bit different from what the official Bungie thing went on about. So yeah, you guys ever played Destiny?
I have played Destiny a few times. I wanted to like it, but I never got into it. Seems right up my alley too, but just couldn't get into it.
I think the actual movement and gunplay it just feels so solid to play.
I played the first one.
The first one was really good too. I mean, the second one is based off the first engine. I'm pretty sure it's a very similar. You picked them both up, you'd be like, this feels like the same game, which is not necessarily a bad thing because it was good. Oh no. Second article. EA, the lovely EA, who have gotten a lot of flack in the past for this sort of thing. EA reportedly considering implementing in-game ads in AAA titles. Oh boy. So they're wanting to essentially by AAA titles, it means huge games like Call of Duty and Battlefield and Need for Speed and stuff like that. Some of their biggest stuff that you go and buy, spend $60-$70 on it, that sort of thing. EA is out here saying, let's add some in-game advertisements to the game that you've purchased. Which, normally people use the advertisements when you're doing free-to-play stuff so that they can make some money. And now, oh man, EA found another cool way to make some sweet, sweet extra cash. I love it.
I'm super looking forward to it. I'm waiting for them to do another, let's say they try to do another single player game like Anthem, because that super success that it was.
Oh yeah.
And you're in the middle of some super tense scene, and you have 7 seconds to enter in the launch codes to deactivate the nukes, and then all of a sudden, right as you're entering the last keystroke, you hear Whopper, Whopper, Junior, Whopper. Just imagine all of the tension, all of the immersion out the window.
I can't imagine.
Absolutely no way that can go well. Because there's no way you can, especially in a multiplayer game, man. you're in like this crucial moment. Josh plays FPS games a lot. Josh is in the middle of like a match of Tarkov, and he's just sneaking by, and then all of a sudden it's just like, this week at your local Aldi's. It's just,
I can't even.
Come on, guys. Come
ridiculous.
on.
And what's great is they had actually updated The Sims 4 earlier this year, featuring an aggressive ad push within the game, adding a shop button to the game's user interface that encourages players to buy the newest expansions. They just they do their very best to try and make as much money as humanly possible off their games. And this stuff is always like, it's never the game developers. It's like it's like EA. It's like the head honchos who are just completely disconnected from players, from the player base, from anything like that. It's like they're all the way up here, and the players are down here actually playing and enjoying the games, and they don't understand, like, there's no connection there. Half of them probably don't play games. Like, they don't, like, if they did, they're going to realize how terrible it is for, like, online advertising in a full, like, game that you've paid money for, like, full price purchase a game.
Do those people have kids, and do they watch their kids play video games? Because, like, I would love for one of those bigwigs to be like, oh, you playing Minecraft? And then what do they see, like, the ad pop up as they're building, and then they're like, I'm responsible for that. Look how cool that ad is, guys. Don't you just want to buy tomatoes now? Like, bro,
I do. This Article 3, may be the best article I've read on this podcast.
Yes. Let's hear it.
Pennsylvania priest spends $40,000 of church money on Candy Crush and Mario Kart Tour.
Let's go, Pennsylvania, baby! That's what I'm talking about.
This guy is the ultimate Chad. He said, yes. I have a sweet way to make some extra cash so I can just absolutely demolish these games and just wow. Okay.
I would love to know.
Oh, it was a Catholic priest. All right.
That kind of money.
It was a Catholic priest, which does I mean, I guess normally it would be like pastor for like just a non, or like a what's the word? But Catholic. No. My brain is broken right now, so I'm just gonna say it was a Catholic priest, and yeah, it was just in-app purchases for these games. He just spent $40,000 of church money.
That's
so
insane.
I'm not going to say his name. The article does, but he was charged with theft and other related crimes, and he has since been released on $250K bail. So that's a great time. Please,
for the record,
God,
go ahead. I'm sorry.
God does tell us to give money to tithe to our churches so that our priests and pastors can go demolish Candy Crush.
Pastor, if I hear that you have a Candy Crush addiction anytime soon,
we're going to look really close into this.
Cutting it out. Yep.
We're going to check your history.
We're getting the team on it. For the record, usually one gold bar to give you 5 lives is 99 cents. So my man, if he spent all that money on on the good old let me bust out.
It said Mario Kart. It said Mario Kart 2. We don't know the ratio here.
Okay.
Mario Kart Tour.
All right. Well, let's.
Oh, it says among other games, but those were the 2 biggest purchases. Okay, so
for brevity's sake, let's do 99 cents. Multiplied by he spent roughly 40K. We'll say 20K was in good old Candy Crush. So times 20,000. Obviously, my man got 19,800 lives through Candy Crush. Actually, not even that, because you figure that is what it costs to buy a gold bar, which you can purchase for 5 lives. So if you multiply that by 5, you find out my man purchased 99,000 lives a minimum. You must either suck at Candy Crush,
or he just never wanted to put the phone down,
or you didn't. Yeah, exactly. My man's probably up there starting mass, just over here, just crushing it. Literally, just
everybody's kneeling. He's like,
poor guy. Everyone thinks he's praying, and he's just like really getting into it. I need the sparkling.
I gotta be level 9,000. And then
how many levels are there?
I don't know. Probably infinite. I don't know. So the article also states, before we move on, the article also states that the priest claims that he did not intentionally use the church's credit card to make in-app purchases. That he states the card was previously attached to his accounts and personal phone to allow him to pay church bills. I don't know how. I can't believe. I don't think I could believe that for a second.
Not at all.
That's
okay.
Hilarious.
So to answer your question, Josh, and mine that I had. So Candy Crush Saga currently has 16,775 lives, or levels. I'm sorry, which means on average, just the lives that he bought, he took about 5.9 lives per level to beat, on average.
I mean,
that's insane.
No, because the harder levels just become really hard.
Sure, yeah, I get that. But that's quite interesting. My man spent roughly 6 lives per level and just kept on cruising. Kept on Candy Crushing.
That's crazy. I didn't mean to use the church credit card. It just happened to be on my account.
And if he did make it to max level, only 5,488 people have earned to level 1,000. So he is one of the.
For,
if he made it past level 1,000, he is elite, or just a lot of offerings went into making sure he made it to that.
Pass the plate, guys! I got to beat level 37,614.
Thou shalt play Candy Crush. All right, we are moving on from this topic because that's all right. Guess what, ladies and gentlemen? What game have we been playing?
What are we guessing?
We've been playing Fallout 4.
Fallout 4.
Hey, what's the fallout for? In Fallout 4. Well, if my mom has Tourette's, what's your mom's excuse for yours? Oh, walk through the Fallout door into the land of Fallout 4. And together in this wasteland, we'll explore.
And
cut out.
Audio cut out. It peaked. Yeah.
No.
Still great. We need to put a patch in there so that we could have this playing on the Fallout Pip-Boy radio. Absolutely.
I might how well could you hear it?
Pretty well
perfect.
up until the crescendo,
okay.
And then
I may do a little bit of editing to make it fit the whole thing. I may just put it in separately so that you guys could hear it in the live, but it still is played properly in the episode. Our lovely friend and time stamper Stephen Thompson, who's been on 2 episodes.
Steven.
I love you, buddy.
He made us a song based on Fallout 4. And that's what you just heard, and that is now our theme song while we're playing this game, and it's fantastic. It makes me very happy. The guy goes really, really hard in the end with the voice, just the
You know what, boys?
There.
I think I'm just gonna say it since we clearly we kind of dropped the ball on the whole subscriber for the Nugget since we didn't have a podcast for a month. I think I'm gonna get Steven an honorary Nug.
Are we?
I think I need to do that. I think we do. For making such a dope song. He gets at least one honorary
Steven
nugget.
Gets a nug. I think that's going to be, if this continues and then we end up doing Twitch streams and stuff like that and all this kind of stuff, nugs are going to be our form of currency for this podcast.
Absolutely.
It's not just going to be, I'm going to mail someone a nug. That's a single thing, but Steven gets an honorary nugs.
That's it.
And nugs are,
how the channel points, they'll just be little nugs.
Be nugs, yeah, exactly. Nugs or nuggies or nugs for short. And I think that's rather beautiful. So, thank you for that beautiful song, Steven, and we appreciate it. And now we're going to talk about our experience playing Fallout 4. Now, this has been a little bit disjointed and weird, and we started off last episode talking about this game in our first 2 hours of playing it, and we mentioned an intention of focusing on the main story so that we could just play through the game and actually be able to talk about the story each time. And then the second time we all sat down to play it, we all said, I want to actually enjoy this game and not just focus on the main story, because I've never played one of these games where I just beelined it for the main story. I want to.
Can I interrupt?
I want to see the world, and I want to hear Josh's thoughts.
That decision for us to do that right there has to speak somewhat on the game. For us to be like, well, just do the main missions, and then now we're like, I want to do every mission.
Oh, it does. It's so much fun. I love this style of game. Like, I've played a decent amount of Skyrim too, and I just exploring and finding all the little things they've put in the game. And I'm a huge hoarder. Like, I have gone everywhere. I've taken everywhere that I can. I've taken everything possible, brought it all back to my junk place and dropped it off. And I keep accumulating so much stuff, and it's fantastic.
Yeah, ever since you told me that you could I found out you can put the stuff inside your dog and then fast travel, unload it. I'm like, mine.
Well, I learn something new every day. I didn't know you could give it.
Yeah, you can trade with the dog and then dump. And the dog has a crazy amount of storage.
Really? That's good to know.
Oh my gosh.
That would save me some trips back, I guess. So pretty much, I mean, I kind of made that as an executive decision last time. I don't know how much we really talked about it, but it made sense to me because then each episode we could talk about the story and try to get to. We realized very quickly that it would be difficult to like get to a similar place in the story each time, unless we specifically like mapped it out. We're just playing. We're enjoying the game. Yeah. I'm making like a general attempt to go toward the story. Like my whole playthrough so far, I've probably done 6 hours since we did an episode last. You guys might have done a little more, a little less. I don't know.
I think I'm at 8 to 10 hours.
I think technically I was supposed to have done 8, but I've made some progress, but I pretty much.
Let's start with Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No. From the first town to Diamond City is the first main objective. Once you're past that, and I've gone to Diamond City, but I've just made so many pit stops along the way, and just looting and destroying everything. So we'll talk about.
Bless you.
Our individual experiences. Who wants to go first?
Go for it, Josh. I would like to hear your thoughts.
No, I don't want to go first.
Okay.
Because I might release some stuff.
I know I'm gonna. Not on purpose either. I just don't know how far everyone is. Nathan, why don't you start? Let's start with what level everyone's on, boys.
Oh, I don't know. It's been like 2 weeks since I played.
Yeah.
I'm a few levels in. I'm putting some perks toward. I mean, I don't remember exactly how I started my initial points toward the actual like skills. I know I went really high, not strength. No, it was strength. I put 4 points in, and then I had like 10 in intelligence so that I could get like the maximum amount of experience per action from the beginning, just because that made sense to me, so I could level up faster overall, even if just by a little bit. It's like 3% per level. It's nothing crazy, but I think it adds up if you start off that way. Personally, that's just the way I looked at it. And then I immediately regretted not putting points in charisma because I one of the first places you come across, at least kind of in a relatively straight line from the first town. What was the name of that town?
Where your house was? Your camp is? Sanctuary Hills?
Sanctuary Hills. No, that sounds right. So from Sanctuary Hills to Diamond City, which is where your first main like quest objective is after the beginning, I found this little, I think it was like a diner, and there was like a lady in the diner who owns it, and then these like thugs or gangster guys, whatever, outside. I don't really know who they were. They were just wastelanders, but they had names, like they were named, and they were there asking, basically trying to get her to pay them money that she owes them, and she was refusing to pay, and that was kind of the general gist of what was going on. Did you guys come across them?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Not that I can remember.
Anytime in conversation that there is a like persuasion check or threat check or something like that, I always go for it, even though I have very little charisma.
If it gives me the option to do anything along that lines.
So
Same.
I'm trying to
I haven't failed one yet, though.
I'm trying to actually put points in charisma now because I want to actually be able to do those well. And I remember that if you know that you're going to be getting into a conversation where something like that could happen,
You
can always pop. Yeah, I mean, you can always pop one of those items that temporarily boosts your charisma, which I do. You also apparently don't want to do that too much in a short amount of time, where like you'll become dependent or something. I don't know. There's some crazy stuff.
Get addicted to drugs. It's pretty interesting.
You straight up get addicted to drugs in the game. It's pretty funny.
I need another drink.
But the irony is they apparently also, I've noticed, have a drug to get you not addicted to drugs anymore. I wonder if you can get addicted to that drug. I kind of want to find out.
Pretty funny. So I mean, there's like Psycho, Mentat, Jet. There's just a bunch of these different drugs you can use to like boost certain aspects of your special system. And so basically, I talked to the dude first. I didn't really know what was going to happen, but he like lifts his guns immediately. I'm showing up in this full suit of power armor. I left my power armor very quickly after this because I ran out of power in my fusion core and I didn't know how to get another one. So it's just chilling at Sanctuary Hills. But at this point, I still had it. And dude immediately raises his guns and he's like kind of hostile and he's like, he's just trying to make sure that he knows that he's not going to go down without a fight or some crap like that. And you immediately get an option that says, well, all right, dude, you're going to need to lower your gun. Basically, that's what you say. Like, kind of like, we don't need to have our guns out here, which is relatively benign. And the first time I clicked it.
So is this a case of like Telltale Games dialogue options right now?
No.
Oh,
but
good.
He pretty much just says something very similar to that. And the dudes are like, no, buddy, we're not doing that. And then you get into a fight with them. They just start shooting you. Like, I try to avoid that crap as much as possible in this game. And saving is an option for a reason. And I said, I did not know this was going to cause this. I just thought maybe I'd fail a persuasion check. And like, so I save a lot. So I just went back to my last save because I thought that was dumb. So I tried to actually figure out what's going on. You can either talk to one or the other first, doesn't matter. I talked to him first, and basically it's like, he's like, go talk to her, or you say that you can talk to her and try to talk her into giving your, talk her into her paying them back for money that she owes them. And you don't really know a lot of like why or how or whatnot, or if these guys are lying or if she's just being a thief. I don't know. So you basically like say, all right, before you just start shooting her place up, I'm going to try to talk to her. So you can go have a chance to go talk to her. So I was like, okay, I obviously am going to have to persuade her to do this. So that's going to be another check. So I popped one of the things that gives you like 2 or 3. Well, I did save, but I really don't want to save scum too much in this game, which is why I want to put points into charisma. So
like how I got yelled at
to feel,
for it?
Yeah. Well, I play the games how I like to play, but I still don't really. I feel bad about save scumming because I feel like I'm not playing.
The sad thing is, I usually don't want to save scum, and even though I have maxed out charisma and luck, every time I've seen one of those, I've quick saved, and I've yet to save scum because I have not failed a single one.
I think if it changed things a lot, or it caused like the death of an NPC that I just didn't feel like deserved to die, or some crap like that, I probably would. It just depends on the situation, I guess. But I just popped one of the things that gives me a little bit of extra charisma. I talked to her. I said, "Yo, just pay them back the money that you owe them," and thankfully it worked. It went through, so she paid them back. And apparently the issue was, you find out later that she has like her son who's like kind of in the corner in the fetal position. Apparently they've been like supplying him drugs, and so the money was actually like owed to them from her son, and she like didn't, because so there's like a reason behind it, but it's still just kind of like, you're gonna get your family killed because you're not paying these guys the money. It seems stupid, but you kind of just let that happen. But that's kind of a thing that I came across. Apart from that, I've not actually come across any NPCs you can talk to. Like, all the others I found were just, what are they, scavengers or something like that it calls them?
Yeah.
The NPCs that will shoot at you if they see you no matter what. So those are the ones I don't feel bad about killing, because they are in the game intention to either be snuck around or killed. And this game, I don't know how I could play stealthily. I've played certain games that I try to sneak, but no, I just been popping them. So I'm at this point in the game. I went through, I'm blanking. It's been so long. I'm kind of Beantown Brewery was one of them. I entered Beantown Brewery. I killed everybody inside, and I looted everything possible. And
they're all gonna die.
They're all scavengers. They all shoot you on sight, and they've taken over this place. It's not like they own it. It's not an actual working brewery anymore.
Scavenger faction.
Is that a thing?
It might be, because I've learned there are different factions you can join.
Interesting.
So you might very well find out you can do that later on.
That's kind of cool, actually.
What in the world did Josh just do? Oh, you could hear him scratching his back. That's what that was.
That's weird. It's like it's some weird sounds. I don't
Josh,
associate
is your
that
back
sound with back
moist? Because
scratching.
it sounds like it.
It sounds very moist.
No, it's dry. Look at my feet.
Thank you for that information.
So
apart
just
from
hairy.
that,
You might be hear the hair. Hear the hair.
I went to Beantown Brewery. I also found this like campsite with a whole bunch of these like what naked mole rat things popped out of the ground you had to kill.
Yes.
And you end up getting this like they are, and you end up getting like this huge set of like really bulky but really strong like armor and everything. It's like normal armor, but it's really heavy, but it's super protective. So I'm wearing that. I found just some random places that really don't have any. Like, they're not like, oh, I'm an instant dungeon I can enter, that sort of thing. But I ended up finding or getting my way toward Diamond City. But there's a town right before Diamond City. And that town... Oh, I guess I mean, starting off my adventure, I, did the whole Deathclaw thing. I killed him pretty easily from last episode because I was a little bit behind you guys. So, that's how this all started. And then I moved on from there. But all this time, all this looting, I'm bringing it all back to my workshop and storing all the junk, storing really anything I don't need to keep on me so that I have more like weight, like carry capacity.
Yeah.
But, I mean, that's pretty much how it's been going. I went to Diamond City and I ended up... I loot everything I see that looks close enough to run to relatively easily just because it's fun to me. And I also found like a garden place with a whole bunch of those Mr. Handy robots. It looks like they just farm.
Oh, yeah.
But those
guys are great.
Yeah, they're cool.
I don't know if you found this out, but if you go back to Sanctuary Hills, you can get Codsworth as your companion instead of the dog.
I didn't know that.
And it is amazing.
You can get the minute.
That actually sounds awesome.
Dude, as your...
Oh yeah, you can get a lot of companions. I have
really.
Unfortunately,
I don't know. I've never really messed with companions in this. I've always just kept.
Yeah, I don't know how to change them, so I haven't touched them.
Mr. Codsworth sounds fun though.
He is pretty cool.
Anyway,
he's more of a melee guy and he uses saws and flamethrowers to kill people. It's pretty awesome.
Other than Beantown Brewery, oh my gosh, I think that was second. I found this enormous. I can't remember oh my gosh, what was it called? I'm gonna say Fallout 4 map. I actually have to, because this took a while to clear.
Oh, which one?
I'm pulling it up. I know what it is. Fallout 4 interactive map. I'm sure you do. It was easy to find. It was like a big factory. Beantown Brewery was one of the places. One of the main places.
That might be a side quest
smaller.
Or maybe part of a main quest that you have to do. I think
it might be, but I've not even found it as a quest yet. I took over that place. I probably killed 80 people in this place. It was great.
Yeah, I died probably 20.
I died a couple times. It's surprisingly like if you just don't like. I had lots of grenades thrown at me. That was trouble sometimes.
Yes, and
not a good time.
Molotov cocktails.
Yeah, that. Okay, so where was it? So this was... I'm trying to figure out where our town is on the map. Sanctuary. Okay, great. All right. Yeah, so the Red Rocket truck stop was what we went to last time.
Oh, yeah,
and
that's
then,
right.
Concord, and then after Concord is when it said you start going down toward, but...
No, I don't.
No, I mean, after Concord is when you start making your way down toward, like, Diamond City. I mean, if you want to.
Making my way downtown.
I'm trying to figure out where on the map. I'm sorry, I should have had this prepared. I didn't realize I had forgotten the name, because I did know the name.
I'll do you, my guy.
Yeah, I'm the worst. So, dog, why is this hard to find? I don't know this map very well. I'm trying to do it from, Grey Garden. Grey Garden...
Grey Garden.
Yeah, Grey Garden was the name of the... Grey Garden was the name... Okay, alright, so I have some names here, which is good. So that cool. It was a junkyard that I found that had all the mole rats and had all the good loot and everything. I found a mini nuke there. And that was called Jalbert, or Halbert, I don't know how to pronounce it, it's a J, but Jalbert, Brothers Disposal. So that was a junkyard, and then from there, I made it down to Grey Garden. So that was cool. I think this might be... So Lexington was a town that I went through, but I didn't really go through all of it. But I'm trying to find where that building was, and I don't know why I'm having a hard time figuring out what it was called here, which is super...
Honestly, just bring your game up real quick.
I'm going to have to, like, cut a little bit of this out because I'm just... Oh, there it is! Corvega Assembly Plant. Did either of you go through this?
Here, folks. Yes. Oh, I killed him.
Sounds.
And that's right beside...
I've got a whole bunch of my notes.
Yeah, right beside the town of Lexington. Yeah, that was a crazy... that is enormous. Like, assembly plant, like, it's like 5 stories, and then there's this whole area on top with all of this, like... these structures you can climb and find more dues, and you end up finding like one of those dolls at the top that gives you a point in something or whatever it was. I forget what it was, but it was just it was a lot. And when I clear that, when I got through that, I made my way down toward Diamond City from there, which you're a lot closer at this point, and I found, let's see, where is Diamond City here anyway? So, after that, I went to the brothers, the Junkyard, and then Grey Garden. Then I crossed the ocean, went to Beantown Brewery, and looks like this little building called Oberlin Station. And then I kind of went right from there. There's like an abandoned store, it says, and stuff like that. But you're just kind of making your way to the city, and I went on the wreck of the USS Riptide. I found a dude in like scavenger power armor there. It was like different kind of power armor, but it was pretty cool. You can't actually take it or anything, but it's interesting. But that's a wreck of the USS Riptide. I kind of went across the river there to check out part of, what is that, Cambridge? I don't know. It's some town right beside
That
there,
sounds right.
but I didn't fully explore that. Then I went backward, and I went into Hangman's Alley, which is just, it's just part of this main city that you're going toward. This isn't Diamond City, though. I'm trying to figure out the name of it. I'm blanking on the name of it, but maybe it is part of Diamond City. I think I'm on the outskirts of Diamond City. Backstreet Apparel is the last, like, main thing that I've gone through.
Yeah, that's pretty close to there, yeah.
It's right by the ocean, or by the river, and so I went through and I cleared out all of Backstreet Apparel, and I started going upward up the river. And I don't think I've done too much past that. I've not actually met any of the NPCs yet in the town. I'm not offended if you guys want to talk about it a bit this episode, because I'm probably a little bit behind at least one of you. But I don't know how much you guys have focused on different areas of the map, because I made my way toward Diamond City this whole time.
I've walked it, like I told you.
So that's kind of my journey.
All over.
I hope that wasn't too long, but
that's
kind of where I am. Oof. All right.
That's okay, though. Go ahead, Josh. How's your journey going?
All right, so let's hit these notes. I used the dog to get his super powerful weapon out of the vault. Because you can have him fetch, and then for some reason, and it works everywhere, he can just, like, fetch through a box.
He watched the videos and got... He did the things.
And not that I watched it on purpose, just, like, scrolling through TikTok, and it's like, Fallout 4!
Oh, how to find the most overpowered weapon in the game.
Weapon, and I continue.
And I'm going to go learn how to do it. And then I'm going to do it. I'm not going to do that, but I'm glad that you enjoyed doing it.
Gatekeeping. How dare you?
The dog gets in the way a lot. He got me stuck inside doorways a couple times. He wouldn't move out of the way. Just like a real-life dog, you know? Why are you following me?
Exactly. I step on my cat a lot.
Went back to the Commonwealth, found the laser rifle that Nathan said he had found that was on the ground. And I was like, that's mine. I need that. So I picked it up. That's a really fun gun. I like it. The 2 shots are cool, too. I like how it reloads.
With them.
Can't really find a lot of ammo for it. And then I found the power suit. Then I went back and I realized what Nathan said. So I got in the power suit and I teleported or fast traveled back to... what's the place called?
Sanctuary.
Sanctuary? What's up, brother? Tuesday.
I'm gonna add something real fast. I have 2 main weapons that I use. 1, long-range sniper rifle. 2, mid-range rifle. They're just weapons, and I've just added as many additions to them as possible.
I'm gonna tell everybody this. There's
I've not
a couple
messed with
things,
any other weapons.
that I'm going to try to play this out a certain way.
Yeah.
So there's some things that I can't divulge.
That's fine. I mean,
what
whatever
I'm doing.
Which is impressive to me because you normally like to spoil us.
And believe me, I want to tell you guys,
Josh.
But I'm not going to. But anyways, I stored the suit, and it's cool because he goes on that rack system by itself. I like that.
I ran out of power.
Went back to Abernathy Farms to loot some items and found shipping warehouse.
Since you mentioned the power armor, has anyone noticed if you can transfer the power armor to different locations? Because that is slightly annoying.
What do you mean transfer?
Well, can you fast travel with it?
Yeah,
I know you can fast travel with it. I mean, so at the Sanctuary Hills, the main first place that you find, you can. There's that power armor rack, so you can repair it and stuff.
Yeah.
I've noticed there's other places that have that, and I'm wondering if
so the thing with that is those are settlements that you can build. So if that's there, but you have to start building the settlement probably to use it.
Gotcha.
I went through the settlement building quest for all that. I've got defense systems up. I've got water running. I got food growing for them.
Oh man, I said sorry, Charlie. You guys can fend for yourself. Hopefully you're okay.
I just wanted to see how some of the crafting building stuff worked.
It's a good time.
So where was I? Went back and found a shipping warehouse with a bunch of ghouls and a defense robot. Killed all the ghouls, then activated the robot by hacking the terminal. It didn't do anything because I killed everybody. So he just stands there now for the rest of his life.
Nice.
There are mines everywhere. I don't know if it's just
you're right.
or all over the map.
Yeah,
I ran into one.
They seem to just randomly pop up if you get anywhere close to anything populated.
I was walking past the bridge and all of a sudden I blew up and I'm like,
beep, beep.
What?
I ran into one. It was in that town across from the wreck of the USS that I didn't fully go through.
I don't know if the game keeps track of it, but I hope it keeps track of the limbs lost as a statistic because I have so many legs and arms just missing.
I wish they would do that. I'm sure they don't. But
looking for Vault 81 encountered the massive ogre things, and one of them chases you with a mine exploding in its hands. It was terrifying. Luckily,
That's
though,
ridiculous.
When he started running, he sees you go.
Oh, you mean the super mutants?
Yeah,
those things are wicked. They got a suicide bomber one, and it looks like he's holding just a little grenade or something.
I
ran
find
into
these
one.
Guys.
Dude was straight up holding a mini nuke, and he just
and he looks at you and he goes, and then he goes beep 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 beep.
What the heck?
And when it happens, I'm just trying to shoot one of the guys, and I'm like, oh, it'll just hurt me a good bit. No, it's a straight up nuke this guy's holding.
That's fantastic. I need to play.
He got stuck on a tree while running.
I'm excited
at
to play
me.
more of this.
And he ended up killing himself while stuck on a tree because he activated the mine.
Nice.
So I was like, thank goodness for glitches.
Do you know roughly what level you're at, Josh?
Yes, I can't divulge that though.
I'm gonna divulge mine. I want to hear yours.
I'm pulling the game up while you guys talk about this because I want to know.
Nathan told me there was a bigger beard available. So when I went to Vault 81, I found a haircut place, and I was able to get a bigger beard.
Nice.
There we go.
I got one of the best rifles in the game from Vault 81. I built beds for my settlement, trying to get them water, but couldn't find the water source in the build zone. And then I ended up walking the outskirts to find that the build zone extended to the river where the Minutemen group walked through instead of coming up on the bridge.
Yeah.
So the build zone goes under that water. So I was able to eventually build the water purifier and the generator. Trying to fight a hideout with raiders. I died at least 5 times. I found a grenade, had to look up keybind instructions on how to throw the freaking grenade.
Yeah, that was not easy to figure out.
Yeah, I was like, I have a grenade. Funny. Select. Okay. And then, you exit out of the menu and he doesn't have the grenade in his hands. I'm like...
Do you play with the tutorials off, Josh?
No.
Oh, okay, because I accidentally skipped past that tutorial, which is why it took me forever, but they do show you.
See, my monitor's so big that sometimes the tutorials are small.
Josh and his first world problems again.
So when it's playing the tutorial up in the corner, sometimes I don't see it going through to say something. So then I have to end up going back and be like, oh, okay, that's how you do it.
I am level 7.
With a grenade.
Nice.
Oh.
Is that bad compared to you guys? I loaded it up and checked.
What level are you, Josh?
I can't tell you.
You really can't
You gotta
tell us.
tell
Why
me
can't
because
you
I'm
tell
gonna
us?
tell
Can't
you.
tell you because
Tell
it's
me.
part of
All right.
what I'm doing. I can't divulge my secret.
7.5.
I'm probably like 12.
So you're a little. I mean, you don't have to
He
say.
said probably
that's fine.
like.
So
Which
it's
means
not
Josh is like
crazy
level 30.
behind, but like, what is yours?
After who?
Andrew. Josh already said it.
Oh, well, I'm letting Josh finish.
All right.
I'll get to mine whenever it's my turn. Yeah.
After many numerous attempts to beat all the bandits, I found a safe key in the safe just to walk out after looting the safe. I wanted to attempt to teleport to Tenpin's Bluff, walked out and got destroyed by more enemies of the bandits outside.
Nice.
So I died another 6 times trying to do that, because every time you open the door, a guy comes around the corner, there's a grenade in the door with you. And if you run out of the doorway, there's a sniper at the top that shoots you. Have
you guys used VATS too much?
Yes.
It's useful. I don't use it always, but it's useful. All right, sorry.
After I killed them all and I started walking around. It hit me, and I was like, oh, where's my dog? And I was like, I have no idea where the dog just stopped following me. So then I was like, I Googled. I was like, how to find your dog if it's lost. And it was like, PlayStation, hold
I hope
in the
you said
triangle
Fallout
button.
4 in it.
Yeah. PlayStation, hold this button. Xbox, hold this button. PC, and then it came out with this big thing. So for PC, to call your dog if it gets lost, you have to hit tilde, then type in prid space 0001D162, which is your dog's ID number. Then you type in move to, one word, player, hit enter, tilde again, poof. The dog appears.
It's very odd that they have an actual ability to call your companion in those versions, but not the PC version. You actually have to go in.
Yeah, when I Googled it, they were like, you just hold this button in. I'm like, there's
very
not
strange.
A button.
Plugs in controller just to hold button and make it easier.
So as soon as I did that and hit enter, I looked down and like the dog was like inside my legs. I'm like, oh. Okay.
I wonder what happened to him. You probably left him like in pain.
Maybe he got stuck on something.
Just somewhere.
Yeah, all my companions get stuck on stuff pretty often.
Yeah, because AI isn't
that one part. There's 2 doors you gotta walk through, so maybe like he got stuck inside or something. Yeah, like I said, that ogre got stuck on a tree branch trying to blow me up. It wouldn't be surprised the dog was stuck inside trying to get out.
Nice.
Yeah.
So that's I don't know if I talked about the last time there was a mine filled with water and the guy was trying to fix the pump.
Mm-hmm.
I ended up figuring out the swimming controls because every time I would go out in the water, I would just sink to my death and die from suffocation. And then I'm like, I'm not doing this anymore. And figured out like you have to look up with your mouse and then hit the forward walking button.
Interesting. So basically, there's no swimming mechanics.
Yeah, I thought space would be like float up, like space goes down.
Yeah.
So it wasn't that. So I ended up doing the thing. It drained eventually. I haven't been back, but then I saw a TikTok, and apparently once it drains out, it becomes a hideout for bandits. That every time you go and clear, if you go away for an entire in-game day, it respawns all the enemies and all the loot.
Oh wow!
So I haven't messed with that yet, but
so Josh is going to abuse that mechanic.
No, I don't need that mechanic. I did that. I progressed the storyline with the Minutemen all the way to the point where they're getting ready to infiltrate some kind of base.
Hey,
and every Minuteman in the game, it's like in the bottom right-hand corner of the map.
Mm-hmm.
And like I guess once you go meet up there, every Minuteman in the game is supposed to like be there with with the breach team or whatever.
So
and I was
is this
like,
a side
okay.
quest?
I guess I wasn't sure if the Minutemen were the normal quest or not, so I was like, I'll just keep going with the Minutemen.
So there's
base
technically multiple main quest lines.
I believe it.
And I'll get into that a little bit, but yeah, that's one of the main quest lines.
Nathan, I love your picture. It looks like you're laying down on the floor.
Right next to Kevin.
So I did that, and then I just started going anywhere on the map that I felt like I wanted to, and just explored. Collected a lot of loot, a lot of guns, got a couple of suits of armor that I found by accident, just like I'd go and do a quest, and like, oh, hey, that's sitting right there. I think I'm currently in a full suit of power that I found, and I'm like, well, I'm just going to walk around in it.
Dude, I just want to find a way to recharge fusion coils or find a new one. I don't know. I want to use mine again.
I got you, bro.
No, don't tell me. I want to learn it myself.
Well, whenever you have maxed out charisma and luck, you just find stuff and find a bunch of money.
That sounds like a fun way to play,
cores.
actually.
It is. I love it. I find bottle caps in everything.
I did add some points to which skill allows you to upgrade your lockpicking, which special stat?
Intelligence?
Maybe intelligence?
I don't think it's intelligence because I maxed out intelligence.
Perception?
It might be perception. I think it might be perception. And I've put a few points in perception, and then I've put a few points, either 1 or 2 points in lockpicking, just so I can do higher locks. I want to be able to unlock all of them. And intelligence is for hacking, so I already have really good hacking.
Nice.
So that's good.
Yeah, I'm not worried about anything. So that was my play.
Nice. So Andrew's at level 27. And unfortunately, very fortunately for me, that is mainly
he's having a good time with this game.
No. Listen to the story. Listen to the story.
So Idiot Savant is a wonderful. And if you're stupid like me, it is excellent to dump no. If I could have put 0 into intelligence, I would. But what happens is I have it. I think 2 out of 3 levels that you can get it. You can max it up to like 3rd prestige or whatever. And I have it at 2. And what happens when you get it to rank 2 is the same thing that happens at rank 1, except at rank 1 it says that, random actions will net you occasionally 3 times the experience of something. And so, I'm thinking this means, because I've seen it pop up a few times. If you kill an enemy, every now and again you'll get this guy. He goes, from your Pit Boy. He makes this like idiot thing. And then you notice your experience is like triple what it should have been.
Awesome.
So it's usually like killing an enemy or something small. However, when they say any action, they mean any action. So when I upgraded it to level 2, it says that it, based on your intelligence, it'll kind of spawn a little bit more, but it also does 5 times the experience.
Oh my god!
And I've learned that when they say any action, they do mean it, because I went to do a story quest, and that just happened to be whenever it popped off once. So I got 5 times the experience on a story quest experience, which, let me tell you, I jumped
ridiculous.
I initially jumped from, I think I told Josh, it was like level 7, like 6 or 7 to level 15 the first time it happened. It was nuts.
I should have done this.
It was like 13, 15. It was insane. However, it sounds great, but combat is pure tumultuousness. It is absolute pandemonium, chaos at every turn.
Is it bad? Okay.
Because either I walk in looking like a deity and everything goes well for me, or I immediately die. There is almost no in between. If I'm not behind cover or like sending my companion out to do most of the work, I have to get extremely lucky on things. And it's so chaotic that it's great. Yes. Obviously, with my maxed out charisma, I try to always talk to people, just because I'm like, I wonder if I can fail this check. And I'm yet to fail a charisma check. But my armor is absolute trash in the sense of like statistics wise.
Yeah.
The only armor that I have, because I have so many caps, is like the stuff that I can buy, and I only buy the special armor that's like Sometimes you'll find legendary armor or something that says, does this to these enemies. There are certain armors I've found that will raise your other stats. So I still have only dumped all of my points into charisma and luck. If I have anything in like strength or endurance or anything, it's because I have a piece of armor that gave me an extra attribute to it. So I have
wonder...
like strength.
Sorry.
And like, you're good. I have like 2 strength, 4 intelligence, and then I have 10 charisma and luck, and that's like it. And life is crazy.
I wonder what the best actual way in this game for somebody with that kind of a play style to actually do combat well. Like, what would be best for you? Because it sounds like a pain.
I think it's under charisma. I think it's that one. But it seems like each of the different skill trees has their own like weapon type that they'd prefer you use because you get a bonus for it.
Yeah.
I think charisma's is pistols, so I use a lot of pistols or sniper rifles. And then of course the very last perk you can obtain in the charisma field is I think it might just be called bulletproof or something. But like occasionally bullets will just reflect off of me and kill my enemies instead of damage. And the closer I am to death, the more often it triggers. So if I really want to mess some things up, I gotta like throw a grenade at the ground and hope it doesn't kill me first, enter combat, and then just watch pandemonium ensue. I might shoot a guy or two. My companions might do the same. But yeah, I have to cheese a lot of things just to get by, which is insane because I'm so over leveled for the enemies I'm facing, and it's like this should be an easy time for you, but I can't kill them if I'm not using a pistol because everything else just sucks.
That's so funny.
Story-wise, I have recruited one. So Codsworth is the first one that I found outside of the dog, but I have recruited 1, 2, 3, 4 other companions. 5 technically.
You can only have
5.
one at a time though, right?
Yeah. You can like dismiss them back to any of the settlements you have, and you can go find them there if you want to switch them out. Gotcha. But yeah, so I've learned that there's at least 4 factions you can join, and you can indeed join all of them. I'm pretty sure there's going to come a point in the story where you have to like choose one, and the other ones will get mad at you or whatever. But right now, I am riding the fence with everybody. Everybody likes me so far until I have to make a choice. And
yeah,
knowing me, it's probably going to go extremely horribly. Because of my luck, it's either going to go wonderful or horrible. And I just got a feeling it's going to go bad. My luck's got to run out at some point, and it hasn't yet. So I'm sure it's going to happen when I need it most. But
that's how it works, huh?
Yeah. All in all, it's a really chaotic playthrough. I'm so over leveled but underpowered. It's really weird.
It's a good time. That's I want skill points so badly, but I don't. I mean, I'm full intelligence, so that's not feasible for me to do it the way you did.
Well, it's cool because like everything
on a quest is insane.
Dude, it is. I didn't expect it. And what also I didn't expect is there's a perk called the Mysterious Stranger in the Charisma perk. And what happens is when you use VATS, every time you use it, there's a chance for this guy called the Mysterious Stranger to pop up and just one-shot the enemy that you're killing. What? And so he just like,
that's so
like
cool.
I'll shoot. And it's great because I'll miss like 75% of my shots. You just see him just whiffing. Because I'm terrible at intelligence, so like my VATS isn't that great.
Yeah.
but like I'll miss like 4 or 5 shots, and then you'll see this guy in a trench coat and a top hat pop out, and he just has this little pistol and just one shots somebody in the head, and then your companion usually says something about it like, "Oh no, there he is again, the mysterious stranger." And it's just great because again, it's all luck. I don't control what happens, and I just hope for the best.
When you said level 27, I thought we were about to find out you're halfway through the whole game.
I have no idea. I did a couple story missions. Like I went through. I did probably 1 or 2 for each of the factions that I've done.
You're definitely farther than me, though. I need to get a little bit more into that.
Yeah. Well, I'm also far. I'm also far because I had a job up until recently where I got off work at like 9:30, 10 o'clock at night. and so all of the other normal humans are trying to sleep for work. So that's what I did, was try to get some podcasting work done in, I guess is the best way to put it.
Sounds like a good
Not
time.
me being lonely. Yeah.
Aw.
But yeah, it was a good time. That's
Gosh,
been my playthrough.
You're slowly
Extremely
slipping
chaotic.
away.
You are.
Yeah, that sounds
getting smaller
chaotic
and
as
smaller.
crap. I love that though. That's awesome. We all have such a different like playthrough. Josh, didn't you kind of like put points in like everything?
Oh yeah, he was the balanced one.
You were the balanced one. Okay. Yeah, I was not perception. I was intelligence, one other one, and then strength. Wait, you get the ability to max 1 or 2 with the points it gives you. I forget.
You can do max 2 if you put them in.
I think
like,
endurance,
all in both
maybe.
Of those.
I don't know. It was whatever, something that lets me sprint longer or whatever.
Yeah, that's really annoying. Also, the fact that I'm so glad you told me I could fast travel back to that place, because my carry capacity right now is like 210.
That's 240 because I have a few points in strength, but
yeah, I have no points in strength. It's rough.
Yeah,
and I just gotta constantly travel and like restock things.
I'm glad I realized that was such a simple thing to do, because it's very convenient. I mean, fast travel in these games, you could play it fully immersive if you want and spend 10 times longer playing the game, or you could enjoy the fast travel for what it is and pretend that your character had a whole journey to get back there. But so I'm just fast traveling back and forth anytime I need to drop off an inventory at my workshop, and it's getting full. So it's great.
Quick sidebar. I also noticed, I thought it doesn't happen now because I'm probably far over leveled from what I should be, especially based on how far I am in the game. But I'm pretty sure that a lot of the enemies, like there's a decent bit of enemies that are randomly generated, because the first time, like after our last podcast, I started to play a little bit, and I was just trying to follow the main quest to get to Diamond City, and I ran into like this really over-leveled rad scorpion that was like instant one-hit death, and then I died, and then I came and did it again, and I was trying, he was still there this time whenever I loaded through, and then I found out, in case you didn't yet, if you find a legendary enemy or like a named boss or something, there's a good chance that when you almost kill them, they, quote, mutate into a super legendary enemy. And they get their full health back and they become more dangerous. Not okay.
Reddit.com/r/2 health bars.
Yeah, it's pretty insane. But they also, when they do that, they drop like super crazy loot, it seems. But yeah, it
high
also
risk
could be
reward.
because, yeah. It also could be the fact that it happens so often is my luck stat, and they're like, hey, you want the good stuff, but you physically can't kill it, so keep reviving your NPC companion so he does it for you.
Yep. That's a good sign.
Yeah.
Oh boy, it's a fun game though. Woo! I don't know. This style of game is just, I mean, they just give you this big open world that you just can just explore, and it's so interesting to me. So I'm going to kind of just play it how I want. Like, I'm going to kind of follow the main storyline, but if side quests pop up, I'm going to try to do them probably. We'll see. We'll do our best to not do main
outside
spoilers. It's hard to.
Yeah, maybe outside the podcast we can discuss like if we want to try to finish the game by a certain day or something.
But that's the thing. If we finish the main storyline, we might continue playing because we want to see more of the world.
Sure,
right? Like, I'd be down to do that.
Down with the.
But we'll see, because this kind of game can also take a long time if you're wanting to like 100% it. So we'll see. Yeah. But at that point, we really don't. I mean, it really just all depends, because we have to have.
At this point, we might as well have played Persona 5 Royal. But anyways, that's a brilliant segment into our next segment.
A brilliant segment into our next
of the
segue.
podcast. Yes, exactly. Fantasy draft, the good stuff. Yeah, absolutely wonderful.
Classic.
Yeah, so I was coming up with the fantasy draft this week, and it's an interesting fantasy draft. This is probably, depending on how you take the question, this could be a very revealing and vulnerable fantasy draft, or it can be complete chaos. So it's going to be one or the other. But I want you to imagine. First of all, Josh, hit us with the draft, because the draft kind of nominations, because I don't remember how we place here.
The order?
Yes, I'm sorry, couldn't think.
We have to ask it every time. It's great.
It's Nathan. Me, Andrew. Andrew. Me, Nathan.
Okay, cool. So we'll start with Nathan, but you gotta get this clear picture in your mind. So
All right, I'm picturing.
just imagine you are in an empty room, a really large room. Okay.
How large?
Large enough so that when
empty
you
Walmart
walk into it,
or empty.
At least empty Walmart Supercenter.
So
at
huge.
Least.
It's a huge room.
Huge. That'll be a huge room.
How well
you
lit
walk
is it?
into this room, very well lit, just normal. You know,
What am I wearing?
You can see everything. Whatever is at your heart's disposal. Let's
Okay.
just not say what it is, because
Am I alone?
Josh at least wouldn't have a shirt. You are not alone. When
All
you
right.
walk into said room, you notice that every single person you've ever met in your entire life is in this room, past and present.
This is the most horrific Walmart I've ever been to.
Yes. However, instead of it being Walmart, you realize that you can only pick 2 of these people to search for. Whether it's if you want to have a conversation, if it's you just miss this person, you want to find them, or it's just a famous person that you saw. However you decide to interpret it.
Well, it has to be like you've met, like you've at least exchanged names.
You've at least exchanged names with them. If you could,
Even if they're
everybody you've ever, even if they're dead, if everyone you've ever met is in this room, who are the first 2 people that you would seek out?
Well, you only say one at a time.
Yeah, you say one at a time. I doubt we'll have the same people, but
So
think
this
of
is
2
just some
people.
weird distorted heaven where you have to pick favorites, right?
Sure, if you want it to be your favorite. I mean, who knows?
What if
you might
the
not want to be a
people
favorite
you
person, I
meet
don't know.
are in duos?
What's my motivation? Why am I seeking them out?
Like if the one's
That's
there,
up
the
to
other
you.
one's always with them.
That's too bad. That counts as 2 people because they're 2 individuals.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
So if you say Sunny, Josh, you better believe I'm picking Cher, so you can't meet the other half.
I've never met either.
Okay.
Number 1 would be my main man, Kevin Donaldson, because he and I are going to get into the goofs and the gaffs together. We're going to celebrate his birthday, and it's going to be a great day.
Think about that, Kevin. You were the number 1 choice of everyone that Nathan's ever met. That is a compliment of the highest honor.
Think about it. Actually message me once in a while.
Be a good friend.
Wow. I like how you're calling him out on this podcast
is definitely going to hear at the very end of, for sure.
Yeah, like he listens to it.
Indeed. Josh, how about yourself?
Just sit on my shoulder for so long. This cat.
Bert Kreischer.
You've met Bert Kreischer?
I have to talk to him.
No, I'm saying
we said
you had to have met the person.
Like exchanged
that's the stipulation.
names, basically, like the Nathan.
No.
You had to.
Bert Kreischer, whoever that is.
No, I've been to one of his shows. I thought that was kind of.
Now, if you had like backstage passes and you shook the man's hand, that would count. But like if you don't know him at all, then no.
Yeah.
You haven't met the guy.
I'm gonna say then Chico Bean.
Yes, Chico Bean is such a good. You make me want to use my pick just so you don't get the other one. You piece of trash.
Go ahead. I'm not gonna.
But I can't do that. I don't want to do it. That is a good pick though. He's a funny guy. And, not to be a Debbie Downer, but I would 100% be looking for my cousin Amber that passed away years ago. I would immediately test that theory to see if people who are no longer with us are actually available to be seen. I would do that 100%. So after that, let's see, who would be the next person? So I would look for Amber, and then for sake of brevity, I'm going to have to choose someone that's less depressing to talk about.
You pick whoever you want. You can talk about depression all day.
Absolutely. Let's see. Next person I would pick out. Man, this is harder than I thought. I feel like we would still have a good conversation either way. But I've personally met Tim Hawkins, and it would be cool to hang out with him again.
Yeah, I have too. That's
be
funny.
Pretty cool.
I hugged him.
Me too.
So I'm a little
I have a
closer
picture
to
of
him.
me hugging him.
Aw.
No, yeah.
I got a
We're almost
signed
kissing in the
diaper.
picture. Beautiful.
I don't know where it is. Probably don't have it anymore. But
Nice.
had.
Josh, who would be your second B?
Oh, that face.
Like, to sit here and think about people I've met, which one I want
This
to...
is like hard. Like, this is weird. I don't...
Right. Like, I might answer it differently just because the moment I realize that I can see people that, are passed away, that might change things, but,
Yeah.
Well, to be honest, I mean, I've had people pass away, but I haven't... I don't have a lot.
Yeah.
Well,
shoot,
now I feel... Now that I've thought about it, I feel like I wasted my first one.
That's why I picked Tim Hawkins. I can't just be like all sentimental. Eyeball.
I don't know. It's between...
Other eyeball.
Probably, if I only had two, then it would be my Papal.
Mm.
That's my second pick.
Does your family call them Papa and Mama?
So on my dad's side, they're Southern.
Yeah, that
so
makes sense.
I have a Papal and a Nanny.
Nanny, interesting.
And then on my mom's side,
the nanny.
I had a Pappy.
Happy.
And I have Graham.
I've only ever had Grandma and Grandma.
Grandma and Grandma.
2024.
What's the one thing you don't want to walk into someone's house? Naked Grandma. That clip lives rent-free in my head. It's so fun.
Oh, no. Grandma and Grandpa. Although my grandma, my only remaining grandma on my mother's side, name is, well, she goes by Graham too, so I guess there's that. But my father's side, my brain isn't working. Thank you, lovely wife. I don't know what I would do without you.
Nothing.
But apart from my grandma and grandma, so I would seek out my grandpa on my dad's side. It was her husband, and he passed away when I was young. Like, I barely remember him. Like, when I think of him, it's not like I think of a person. I think of like a picture of him that we have, because I just I was really young. But he passed away in his 60s from cancer, and he was just older when I was young, so he didn't live long enough to like actually have a relationship with him, but I've heard wonderful things about him, and I would love to actually have a conversation with him. So I guess that would be my second person, after Kevin, of course.
Yes, after
Kevin.
I also would like to take a second to point out that none of us took the easy route and said, oh, I would totally, look for my significant other, my wife or girlfriend or whatever. We were like, nah, we see him too much. I'm not trying to be sweet. I want to take use of this.
When you come up with that idea, it's almost like immediately the first thing that comes to my mind is look for someone dead.
Fair. It's very fair.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Kevin's dead to me, so that's why he was my number one.
Kevin's dead to all of
us. Kevin's not a good friend.
Are we going to put that as the podcast episode? Kevin's dead.
That's the title card. Kevin's not a good friend. What is that?
A candle.
Oh, he drank it. Great. So let's see. It's shameless plug time. Shout out time. I'm gonna say shout out to Otto. He's got to watch. We got to send him the podcast.
What a hero!
Yeah. He is a hero. He's such a swell guy. I love seeing him whenever I see him. He's always a happy gentleman. And he's got like an awesome grandbaby now, who's pretty dope.
Yeah, I've not
So,
seen the grandbaby since it was very little.
Shout out to Otto Hoeing, and I can't get too mad at Joseph because I think I forgot to send him the link of the one that we were supposed to shout him out at. So maybe I'll do that this week.
Joseph hates us.
Oh, Joseph, I love you, buddy.
I love you too, but you hate us. Apparently, you can't listen.
Also,
to our podcast.
since since Josh is muted, how about you there, Nathan? Where can we be found?
TikTok,
wherever you're
Facebook,
watching.
YouTube.
Knock knock. Who's there? Interrupting Josh.
Hey Josh, where can we be found on Facebook? I'd like to know.
My mom has Tourette's. Can be found on Nathan's profile,
page, and Andrew's page.
Don't send me a friend request because that's not going to work out. So yeah, we don't have a Facebook at the moment. We don't really have much social media. Like,
don't send me a
we
friend
just
request
like
because
have
I
it.
don't like you.
Yeah, I don't like it. I don't know you. I don't.
Speaking of TikTok, have we even uploaded any shorts to TikTok yet?
I don't know.
Well, they're not
shorts
on TikTok.
I think Josh.
I haven't done it in a while, but I just haven't had. It's hard to do TikTok when you work 14 hours a day, because then you have to go through and rewatch the entire show. While you're watching the show, you have to screen record the bits that you want to make the thing out of it, save it, edit the screen.
We got to the world's smallest violin,
so you don't see all the YouTube information on it, and then you have to take that and you got to upload it to TikTok, and then you got to re-edit on TikTok. So I have not.
I'm going to convince someone that I know that plays violin to give me rights to have them playing a small violin, and we can just put a small caricature of them on the screen anytime someone complains like that.
That would be nice. How about
2,000 years later?
Just a lovely graphic.
Look, Josh is using unnecessary noises.
Well, that wasn't like so overpowering. It was loud, but it was passable.
Andrew.
But
I didn't have any edits today. You did.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised Josh has been. I mean, he just kind of didn't talk a lot too, so there's that. But I feel like Josh doesn't talk as much as the two of us. Wow, your mother. Oh my gosh, your mother has Tourette's, you fool.
Ha ha! It is your mother.
But so does mine. So.
Ha ha! Slap hands.
What were we just talking about? Because I've lost my train of thought.
Shameless plugs.
Needing somebody to do TikTok for us.
Okay.
Yeah.
Joshua.
Nathan.
You,
Andrew,
are a beautiful man. I don't remember what I was going to say, but it's not. I'm not worried about it.
I'm pretty sure I have the tism.
Yeah, we're all a little bit tistic, except for Andrew, who is very anti-tism. Regardless, well, I just want to say you can find us on YouTube. If you're watching this on YouTube, you know that. If you don't, well, if you're listening, we have this all uploaded to YouTube, and there's a little bit of a video section. So if you're ever confused by us referencing something that's happening visually, that's why. Now, if you, my dear listeners, are listening to this podcast on YouTube, you can also find us on most podcasting platforms. If you can't find them on your chosen podcasting platforms, well, tough luck. Find another one. Regardless, you can find us places. Listen to us. And also, give them thumbs up or five stars or 3 eels. I don't know. The rating systems are all wacky these days.
Maybe we can come up with our own rating system out of 5 nuggets.
Yeah, 5.
That's what we
5
should do.
out of 5 nuggets.
5 out of 5 nuggies.
I wish I could remember what I was going to say, but I guess I'm not going to wait for the podcast.
Bye.
Anybody else that want to add to this podcast before we back out of here and just start getting done the month?
Nope.
Okay, well,
I think we're good. It's been nice finally talking to you gentlemen again.
Right. Yeah, no, I'll make some more progress in that lovely game. And, yeah, it's a problem. All right, mate. Well, listen, we're going to get on out of here, and then what I want you guys to do, if you're a new subscriber and you've made it this far, I want you to leave a comment. I want you to leave a comment on the video that just says Nuggy, and I want you to subscribe to the channel. And when you subscribe to the channel, once you subscribe to the channel and you've shouted Nuggy, we're going to mail you a Nuggy. That's what I'm saying right now.
We will get you a Nuggy.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
Love you. Bye.